Hello, it's Helen from Journal with Purpose and welcome to my latest video. Today I'm going to share a flip through of my completed insert in here, which is my daily journal, and I keep it inside this vintage light standard size traveller's notebook cover from Start Bay Notebooks. I feel like I'm sharing a lot of flip throughs with you at the moment, but I just so happen to have come to the end of a couple of my journals at the same time. But I hope you enjoy it and it maybe gives you some ideas for your own journals. So this is the insert I'm using. It's a Good Ink Impressions brand and it has Tomo River paper. And I tend to just start adding decorations. I had a couple in the beginning, so this is my new one. And then over the months where I use the insert, I add some more decorations as I go. And this lasted me from 23rd of November 2020 to the 6th of June 21. And at the front you get this calendar, and I don't know if you can see, it's quite pale, but I use a grey brush pen to highlight the weeks that are included in the insert. So with these inserts you get the days broken up on the left hand side and then a grid on the right, and I use this really to sort of make a few notes about things that have happened during the day. And then I just add any other decorations I want and tipping cards, and sometimes I do painting and all sorts of things on here. But so this I tend to fill out during the week, and then this bit I fill out at the weekend, kind of as a summary of my week. And I love trying out different decorations. So here I've got some washi tape and I've then kind of copied those designs using coloured pencil. And for this page in December I did a whole watercolour wash down here, and Tomo River paper, despite the fact that it's really thin, holds up extremely well to watercolour and fountain pen inks. It's going to make your pages crinkle a little bit, but not in any kind of way that concerns me. And this was then right in the run up to Christmas, so I did a kind of Christmassy themed coffee cup painting here. And usually on a Sunday I write this part out, and I also just add a little bit of decoration to the right hand page. I add a little bit of decoration to my next week's pages. So this is my new insert, and you can see at the beginning of the week this is what I tend to have on there. So I've used the new washi tapes from London Gifties, my product range, which is really exciting, and also some of my sticker printables from Patreon. So that's how my week tends to look when I first set it up, and then on the Sunday evening I'll add any other decorations and write my review. I love mixing around different colour schemes and just looking through my stash, seeing what I've got that I want to include in here. Here I've used some old book pages and done some stamping on top, and then just coloured some of that in with coloured pencil. And here in January I did a sketch of some of my favourite stationery supplies at the time, and then just used watercolour on top. I also tend to include quite a lot of photos in this journal, and I often get asked which printer I use, and I use a Brother colour label printer. It's also sometimes called the Design and Craft printer, and I'll make sure that I leave a link to this down below. So I include photos of things like new online classes or photos from places we've been, which there's less of during this period. But also things here, I did some baking with my daughter, so I put in photos of the things that we made over that weekend, and it's a really lovely way of being able to remember some of the kind of more important things that happened each week. And sometimes I'll turn it round and do my writing this way. I just look at the space that I've got once I've added my decorations, and then make sure that my writing just fits in around it. And here I've just done some stamping and little bits of watercolour paint as well. And so it just tends to be a few little notes of kind of things that have happened. So today's one of those days when lots of small unrelated things went wrong, no big catastrophe, just lots of problems, which became pretty frustrating by the end of the day. It was very Monday-ish. So just usually a little record of what I've been up to. And here, this was when my new book arrived with me and I was so excited. So I took a photo of the cover and put that in here for when I did the cover reveal over on Instagram. And then did a watercolour floral bouquet here. And that was when I released my Patreon printables, so I put a photo of that in, and I also tend to pull out little quotes from magazines. In fact, I had that one in my junk journal that I just shared in my flip through as well. So I just kind of keep an eye out for anything I might want to add to my journal. And again, I think this one probably came from Flow magazine. And all of the colours that I use change so much. Sometimes I'm really in the mood for a soft vintage feel, and other times I want something bright and fresh, and that could reflect either the weather outside or my mood, how I'm feeling. And here I used a metallic watercolour and just let that paint drip all down my page as a nice background. And sometimes I have lots of things I want to write about, so I don't add lots of decoration on that Sunday, and other times I don't have so much, so then I'll add lots of decoration and just write down a few snippets. And so this is when I actually got to receive all of the copies of my new book. So obviously that had to go in my journal. I was just so excited about that, and I love then being able to use stickers and things to tie in with those themes. And here again, I've used the washi tapes. This is a large washi tape from London Gifties and the floral one there, and I've used that to inspire my paintings. I find it's a really good way to stretch my creative skills, take me out of my comfort zone. If I see something I like, just having a go at it in my journal. If it's not perfect, it doesn't bother me at all. It's just somewhere for me to document things and get creative. And here again, I've used the washi tape, the flowers on there as inspiration for my flowers and also my petals. And this sticker here came from Powder World. They've got a wonderful Etsy shop with journal stickers. And the quotes came from my Patreon printables. And these ones I added some transfer stickers and just a bit of stamping. And this is from a roll of washi tape where I've just torn out the days. Again, here these are from that same Powder World collection, and I used some transfer stickers. And I've used different colour fountain pen inks on this, and so the paper handles it really nicely. And here another long watercolour wash. And so I write things down like work my socks off. Today I was able to finish off the printables bundle. It's all a lot of work, but so enjoyable seeing it all come together. I'm really happy I was able to get it all finished before picking up Abby tomorrow. So again, just a few, I quite like, it's only 6 lines, and that's enough for me just to get some of those major things down, and then I'll use my junk journal or a free flow journal if I've got more things that I really want to write about. Here I just played around with lots of stamping and torn out sheets of paper that I really liked either writing and colour combination on. This I'd received some new washi tape from London Gifties, so cut out the individual images and put it along the side here. And here I've made a note about we walked with Barney down to the polling station to cast our votes and released a YouTube video, so just little notes. Here I did a little tipping card. I wandered out into the garden. It was all a bit wild, but because it had been raining for so long, we haven't been able to do anything out there. But actually I loved it. I loved that dandelion head and then all of our flowers in the bed. So just included some photos of there in my journal. Here I just went for a little collage with a few pieces of paper and card and added some transparent stickers on top. And this week I just released some new printables on Patreon, so I used those, and then we went for an explore and went and found this most beautiful canal that we went for a walk along, and the sunshine was gorgeous, so definitely had to include a few photos from there. And then this is my last week in this insert, and the sun had been shining quite a lot, so I was in the mood for something bright and vibrant, and so I just go with whatever colours are kind of on my mind that week and what I feel best represents how I'm feeling. So that journal, say, holds 6 months. They're really, really thin when you first get them. It doesn't look like it's going to be able to include that much, but I love how thick and chunky they get towards the end, but not so chunky that it's not kind of manageable. So that's, I think I've used about 5 or 6 of these now, and that's definitely what I'm using for the next 6 months as well. So I really hope you've enjoyed seeing my daily journal pages. And as always, a massive thank you to everybody who's joined me over on Patreon. I hope you're doing really, really well, and I look forward to speaking with you really soon in my next video.